Alright, well, game one's in the books, and it was kind of sort of what I expected. I thought LA would win fairly handily. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. It was kind of what I expected. So, from the game, what I took, first of all, Artest. He might be the biggest difference between this year and 2008. I know the stats aren't spectacular or anything, but he hit 5 of his 10 shots, made 3 3-pointers, which was 3 times as many threes as the entire Boston team made. He, picked up a couple of steals, made some nice hustle plays. He got a block, 15 points. His plus minus was plus 26. So whenever Artest was on the court, good things were happening for the Lakers, and he struck me as just this huge difference in the game. The other huge difference, of course, being Pau Gasol just playing much better than KG is. 47 minutes for Gasol, so he may as well have been out there the whole game. 23 points, 14 boards, 3 dimes, 3 blocks. Got to the free throw line. Was a very efficient scorer, and you gotta like what you saw from Gasol out there. So those two guys, combining for such good games out there that they weren't getting 2 years ago. Just a huge difference. But that's not the only huge difference. You got Bynum playing 10 points, 6 boards. I liked what I saw from Bynum. Those aren't the best numbers in the world, but he gave him 28 good minutes, finished at the rim, rebounded, protected the paint, affected some shots. Loved what I saw from Andrew Bynum. And those 3 things are the main reason why the Lakers are just much better than they were 2 years ago. That's the difference. So those 3 guys playing well, that's why yesterday was different than 2 years ago. Beyond that, Kobe got to the free throw line, hit his shots, 30 points, 6 dimes, 7 boards. Played a really solid game. Not the best he's played this postseason, but he did his job. Really, the only bench player that I was really liking out there was Shannon Brown. I thought he came off the bench and did an awesome job, putting 3 buckets, provided some energy plays. I liked Shannon Brown. And, Farmar was okay, 4 points, picked up a couple of boards, got a steal. I thought he did alright, but wasn't a huge fan. As far as what you expect from a player like Sasha Vujacic, he did alright, but, he didn't really affect the game or anything. And, Odom really didn't do too much. Fisher didn't play that well. And for the Lakers to win, even though Fisher and Odom didn't play that well, I think is a good sign. So on the other side of things, KG, I thought he looked awful. He wasn't hitting his shot. He wasn't finishing at the rim. There were the 2 times where he got blocked by the rim. He wasn't getting rebounds. He wasn't protecting the paint. I thought he played awful, and I thought it was a troubling sign of things to come for this Celtics team. Really the nail in the coffin came when Ray Allen kept picking up fouls, because I thought was actually playing not too bad. His plus minus was pretty low. His shot was falling early on. Later in the game it wasn't, but he never got a chance to get into the flow of the game because he kept picking up fouls. Only 27 minutes, 3 of 8, no threes. He got to the line early on. He hit some jumpers, but he never had the opportunity to really get into the game because he kept picking up fouls. So, to me, the Lakers getting Ray Allen in foul trouble was as big as anything else in this game. Kendrick Perkins, actually, I thought played okay, so I'm going to give a little bit of credit to him, although, he was no match for the Lakers' big men. Rondo, I didn't think played very well. 13 points on 14 shots, 8 dimes, 6 boards, that's not very good. No steals. Nothing really that jumped out at me about Rondo's game. 1 of 4 from the free throw line. He's going to have to do better than that, definitely. Tony Allen, I thought, was a disaster. Nate Robinson sucked until like the very end when the game was pretty much over. Glenn Davis, very average. Michael Finley actually played, which I think is kind of hilarious. He shouldn't be playing at all, but you know, Tony Allen and Ray Allen got in foul trouble, so they kind of had to. But Michael Finley is basically a corpse. He should not be playing. I don't think any Celtics fan wants to see any more of Michael Finley. So a long list of players for the Celtics did not play well. I will give it up to Paul Pierce. He needed to play better, you know, but 24 points on 13 shots. He got to the free throw line 13 times. He was grabbing boards. He was playing well. I thought Pierce played real well, but he needed to shoot more, and he never got the opportunity to do that because Artest, you know, he did his job. I'll say Artest did what he needed to do. And Rasheed. Near the end of the game, Wallace got lazy. He committed 2 stupid fouls. He picked up a dumb technical foul that could prove to be problems later in the playoffs because, you know, I'm telling you, Kendrick Perkins cannot afford to get teed up in the next 3-4 games at least. He can absolutely not get teed up. So in game 2, if a couple of bad calls go against Kendrick Perkins, he's got to keep himself under control. If he doesn't, it's going to be big problems. And I don't know if he can do it. He's got anger problems when he's on the court. It's the only way I can describe it. And officials don't like him. Officials want to tee him up. So in between that, and now Rasheed Wallace has, I think, 5 technicals this postseason. So he's 2 technicals away from a suspension. Now imagine if Perkins and Wallace have to miss the same game. They don't have a center. They'd have to play KG at center, and the backup center would have to be Glenn Davis, and then Pierce would have to play power forward, and then you'd be moving Michael Finley to small forward, and you'd have to play him, and it'd be a mess. It'd be a freaking mess. So even though Rasheed, I thought Rasheed played pretty well, but he's got to control that. That was a really horrible technical. I don't even know what he was complaining about. He was just complaining to complain. So, yeah, I really liked what I saw from LA. Everything I saw last night just indicated to me that, yes, they are the better team. And, but, you know, the other side of that is I can only pinpoint, like, 3 players on Boston who I thought played well. So, there's room to get better. And for LA, there's room to get better too. Odom and Fisher need to play better. And, you know, you got players like Vujacic and Luke Walton who may have contributions to make later on. But, you know, we'll see about that. So, yeah, pretty much what I expected last night. Player of the game, I'm going to actually go with Artest. I thought his contributions were off the stat sheet a little bit. But I think he was as important to this game for the Lakers as anyone else at the very least. So, yeah, game 1 in the books. Game 2 on Sunday. I'll talk about that when that's over. And for now, I am out.